Namaskar and Jai Brahmadev. Welcome back to the third episode of this Jyotish learning series by Brahma Jyoti Jyotish. If you have already watched the last two episodes of this series, then I trust and consider that you are now well aware that in Jyotish, or you can say Vedic Astrology, we have 9 planets, 12 Rashis, and 27 Nakshatras. And I also believe you know this is how we draw a horoscope, or you can say a Kundli, which has 12 houses. So in this episode, we are going to learn what these 12 houses represent and also the importance of these 12 houses in a Kundli. So with this, let's get started with the episode number 3. Let us first see how do we draw a Kundli. To draw a Kundli, first draw a square and now connect the top right corner to the bottom left corner, and similarly top left corner with the bottom right corner. Now from center of this line to the center of this line, and similarly from center of this line to this, and now from center of this line to the center of this line, and finally from this center to this center, and done. This is how we draw a Kundli's structure. Now let's write the sequencing of the houses. First house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, this is our seventh house, eighth house, and this is our ninth house. This is 10th house, this is 11th, and that's the 12th house. Now as we know the sequence of all the 12 houses in a Kundli, let's move ahead and explore what these 12 houses represent and tells about your Kundli. The first house in the Kundli is also known as Tan Bhava. Tan means body. This is the first house of the Kundli, and this house is the house of the native himself or herself. In the other words, if this Kundli belongs to you, then the first house is always about you, your body, your mind, and your mental inclinations. It tells about your physical body, your looks, and the overall appearance. This first house decides your behavior, attitude, and personality. The second house in the Kundli is known as the Kutumba Bhava or Dhan Bhava. Kutum means family and relatives, and Dhan means money. So as the name suggests, this is the house of family, relatives, relations with the relatives, and overall how much money or the bank balance you have. This house also tells about your Vani. So Vani means the way you speak, how you speak to other people. The third house is also known as Bhrata Bhava. Bhrata means brother. So this house tells about your younger siblings, the hard work you do, short trips, determination, bravery, aggressiveness, neighbors, and also all kind of transportation. This is also the house of media and performing arts, singing, dancing, etc. The fourth house in your Kundli is also known as the Matra Bhava. Matra means mother. As this is the house of mother, so it tells about the natives' relationship with mother and the problems to mother. So everything which needs to be known about the native's mother can be seen from the fourth house. This is the house which also tells about the native land, facilities, and the property. The upbringing of the native is also seen from this house. The fifth house in your Kundli is also known as Santan Bhava. Santan means children. So with the fifth house, we see about the children. We know about the children. We also refer this house to check the health of our stomach. This is also the house of good deeds done in past lives. This is the house of creativity and pleasures of all kinds. This is the house of performing arts, career in entertainment field like movie and music. The fifth house also tells about the uncertain gains like lottery and gambling, etc. This house tells about love affairs, romance, and when it comes to check about your love marriage, then this is the house which is referred. The sixth house is the prime house of debts, diseases, and job. This is the house seen for pets, laborers, workers, and fellow employees. With this house, we also see the nature of job, diet, health, and recovery from disease. This is the house for normal daily tasks as well. With this house, we can also check about the competition. If you want to check if there is any competition we have, then we check from the sixth house. The seventh house in the Kundli is the prime house of marriage. This is basically your spouse house as well. It tells about your spouse. From this house, marriage is the most important thing or event of life which is seen and judged. This house also tells about one-to-one relations, business, partnerships, contracts, divorce, and separation. The eighth house is the house of nature of death. So this is considered as a bad house. So death, occult, black magic, hidden things, indirect gains, rape, suicide, all these kind of things can be known and checked from the eighth house in our Kundli. The ninth house is the house of native's father and also the house of religion. This is the house of spirituality and learning as well. This is the house of long travels. This is the house of soul searching and the search of self. It is the house of luck, and thus how luck is going to be with the native is also seen from this house. The 10th house is house of karma. Karma means profession. So this house tells about your profession, your career, status, honor, power, prestige, your reputation, name and fame. All these things are known from this house. This is the house of financial success. The 11th house is one of the most important house in the horoscope because this is the house of fulfillment of desires. This is the house of elder brothers and sisters as well. This is the house which tells about the profit and gain. This house also deals with small diseases. The 12th house tells about the foreign settlement, whether you are going to be settled in foreign or not. That can be seen from the 12th house. It also tells about imprisonment. This house also shows moksha, death, hospitalization, expenses, self-realization, the subconscious mind, connection with the souls, past memories, sleep or the nature of sleep, spiritual development, frustrations, and results of the hard efforts will be seen from this house. So this was all about the 12 houses, what they represent, their importance. It covered all. Hope you like this episode. If you like this episode, please consider subscribing our channel Brahm Jyoti Jyotish, and I'll see you in the next episode of this Jyotish learning series by Brahm Jyoti Jyotish. Jai Brahmadev.